Hi there! Today I'm taking you inside a real English class in Melbourne. We're visiting Ace Language Academy to see what it's actually like to study English in Australia. We'll meet some other people learning English and learn some real Australian pronunciation, slang, and workplace English along the way. If you've ever wondered what happens in an English classroom, what the teachers are like, or whether studying English in Australia might be right for you, this video will give you a real look inside. You can speak along with me and use this video for shadowing practice, or just relax and listen along. If you're learning English and want to understand how people really speak in Australia, then you're in the right place. These videos will help you understand everyday English through comprehensible input while exploring real places around Melbourne and Australia. Members of my Patreon can download PDF scripts, watch bonus videos, and listen to podcast episodes about everyday life in Australia. Okay, let's go for a walk. I'm on the tram heading into Melbourne's city centre. Ace Language Academy is right in the middle of the city, so it's really easy to get to by tram or by train. I only have a few stops to go. If you've ever thought about studying English in Australia, you might have a lot of questions. You might have thought, what level do I need to be? Do I have to speak in front of everyone? What if I make mistakes? What if I don't understand the teacher? It's completely normal to feel a little bit nervous when you're trying something new, especially in another language. I think a lot of people imagine English classes being very serious or very stressful, but from my experience, Australians are usually pretty laid back and friendly. Today, I'll find out the answers to those questions for you. The class is only a short walk from this tram stop. I checked the map on my phone and it says I need to turn left and then go straight ahead between these buildings. Then I just need to go up these stairs. Let's go inside. I'll head over to the reception desk to let them know I'm here.
Hey, how are you going?
Hi, good thanks. I'm just here to have a class with Tom today.
Yeah, wonderful. If you please just sign in on this iPad, they'll just let him know that you're here.
Sounds good, thank you. I'll type my name into the iPad to sign in and let them know I've arrived. All right, let's go ahead and meet our teacher today.
Hey Lauren, how's it going?
Hi, good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Did you find the place okay?
I sure did. It's so easy just off the tram stop.
Yeah, it is. How long did it take you to get here?
Oh, not too long, maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, beautiful. It's such a nice space. Did you want a tea or coffee or water?
I'm all right for now, thanks.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to come walk with me and I can take you to the room?
Yeah, sounds good.
Beautiful, cool.
So is this whole building part of your language school?
No, so this is a co-work space, which means many different companies and people use this space to run their business, and we run our school here.
That sounds really cool because there's lots of people speaking business English here and lots of people doing all sorts of activities. Do you get to speak with them much?
Yeah, we do, and our students get to as well, especially at the front desk. So every day they can practice a new greeting or an Aussie slang word. So for example, sometimes we'll finish a class here and I'll ask the student to go to the end and say goodbye in a different way. Or they have a cup that they've had water during the class, and then I'll say to them, all right, your homework is to say, whereabouts can I chuck this? Instead of saying, where can I put this? And it's sort of like a nice, free, fun English exercise
That's
that
such
they
a good
can
way
do.
to practice. That's such fun homework.
It is. It's like real life.
Tom is really friendly and is showing me around the space so I don't get lost. It seems like this place is full of people who are more than happy to help if you're unsure of something.
So let's chat over here and I can tell you more about the school and how the classes work.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So what is today's class going to be like? I really want to focus on pronunciation.
Yep.
I want to know more about Australian slang, and I just want to be able to speak with confidence.
For sure. So what we would do is we would start with the pronunciation workshop. Where we go through all the sounds in English, all the difficult letters, particularly TH, so that first sound, which a lot of students have trouble with, or R and L. And we go through mouth work, where your tongue's meant to go, where your cheeks go, and how you really say the basic letters and sounds. And we record that, and then you can watch that, for the rest of your life. You can keep that. And then we do some really fun Aussie slang. So, for example, what kind of slang have you heard or would like to learn?
I've heard grab a coffee.
Yeah.
I've heard get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what the hell does that mean? So, nitty gritty is the small details of something. And so we'll give you a full combined list of everything you need to learn with the explanation and the meaning. But we'll also we'll chat with you and have a conversation, and we record everything and you can see what you're saying.
Cool. Oh, that sounds so helpful. What if I'm worried that I'm not going to know enough?
Oh, that's totally fine. You can have zero English. You can. We've had people who've come straight from the plane to our school and learn. So you don't need anything. And the big part is maybe you want to feel more confident.
Yes, I would love to feel more confident speaking English.
Yeah. So how do you do that? And it's very personal. So the number one thing we hear is confidence, and students want to be confident speaking. So it's about saying words correctly and getting out of your comfort zone. And, the main thing is it's okay to make mistakes.
Good.
And to feel comfortable. So your first class is us getting to know you, making sure you're comfortable and learning about you and why you're here, what are you studying, what are you working on. And then we can customize the class to be around your life. So you'll learn words you actually need, not just a big boring book.
That sounds so great. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Should we go?
Yeah, let's go.
It's time to head into the classroom and start learning. There are 2 other students in the class with us today. They're both French and they've both been living in Australia for a couple of years now. Try joining in the class with us as you watch.
We're going to go and start with our pronunciation. Okay, so we're going to go through the basic phonetics and sounds in English. So let's start off with the 5 vowels, yeah? So what are the 5 vowels, Manon? What do we got? A?
Yeah.
What are the other ones, yeah? A, do we have one? Laura, A?
O.
Good, we have O. What's the one here? A, E, I, O. Last one?
U.
U, beautiful, cool. So we have the 5 vowels, and these are really important for your speaking, okay? So in English, it's not phonetic like in French or other languages. So all of these have different sounds, okay? So we're going to learn some today. So let's start with that first one, which is A. Good, and can you repeat? A. A, nice, cool, okay. So let's try with your cheeks up, and then you're going to make the sound A. A, good. You can be like mate or hey, no way, say, okay? And now let's try this other one, which can be Beautiful, okay? You could have like cat, but then you could have a name which could be Kate. That could be different. Let's try this one, E. Good, and then we have I. Try that, I. Good, and let's try E. Good, O. And then we can try, again, there might be one with O, but let's try U. So U. And Perfect. All right, cool. Let's go into the pronunciation chart. So we're going to go through these letters here. So we'll start with I first, and let's go with these words here. So these are all going to be the E sound, yeah? And can we say this all together after me? Okay, so let's do this first one. This. Beautiful, good. Okay, so that's that TH, our favorite TH that we're trying to work on. So what's the rule for TH? We want it to be the tongue out, bite the tongue and make that this. So let's go through this first one here. Manon, can you try and say that one for me with your TH? Think. Perfect, good, okay. And now let's try this S one, sink. Perfect, cool, okay. Now, Laura, let's go with this one, 3. Cool. And now let's get the tongue out more and the lips back to more 3. Good. And now this word here, tree. Perfect. Cool. Okay. One thing that you can do as well for your TR is your TR is going to equal a CH sound. So it's going to be ch. Yeah. So if you have this word, it actually makes this kind of sound of tree. Yeah. So I'll write another word. Manon, what's that one there?
Try.
Try. Good. Okay.
One thing I really like is that Tom corrects pronunciation right away. It's not about being perfect, but it's about helping you sound more natural and making it easier for other people to understand you. They're little changes, but they can make a really big difference.
How would you say that one?
Mother.
Yeah.
Mother.
Yeah. And in Australia, they would be like mother. Yeah. Mother, water, father, beer, Sydney Harbour. You don't have to say it like that, but just know that people will say that.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's fine for you to say mother, okay? Mother. All right, cool. Let's go through that sound. So as, hat, beautiful. And now we're going to go through all, more. Yeah, if it's like that American art's really nice.
The class is super casual and actually really fun. It feels like how Australians really speak with each other. Everyone's laughing and having a go. Everyone is constantly speaking, which makes learning a lot faster. And no one seems worried about making a mistake.
Let's go with this one with L. Light.
Light.
Perfect. And you're doing your tongue to your teeth. Silence and then light. Let's try right.
Right.
Perfect. Rule.
Rule.
Good. Roll.
Roll.
Ladder.
Ladder.
Good.
Sorry, what's ladder means?
What does ladder mean? Yeah. Okay. So ladder is it's an object. It's something you climb.
Yeah.
That you climb.
Oh,
so if you want to get to like the roof of a house.
Okay.
Yeah. In French, how do you say ladder?
Asian. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So that's ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. Good question. Next one. Radio.
Radio.
In this
Beautiful.
class,
Royal.
it's completely fine to ask questions. If someone's unsure, Tom's pretty quick to help them. There are actually lots of questions being asked all the time in class. The more questions, the better.
It's so important with Australian English to learn that abstract versus physical meaning. So, do you maybe know what abstract is? Like artists, there's a lot of French abstract painters and stuff. And then the physical meaning. So, for example, this is the pen. I'm picking up the pen. That's the physical meaning. But then you can pick someone up from school, which is what? What are you doing? You're driving them and getting them with your car. So it's the physical meaning and the kind of abstract, non-physical meaning. So we use that with phrasal verbs and stuff. So if you use move up the ladder, okay? So if I'm like climbing and moving up the ladder, I'm going higher. And I can think of this as my job position. And I'm going higher in the company. I'm getting promoted. In Australia, there's a lot of casual language. It shows that you're friends.
Okay.
Yeah, and it shows that you're friendly and you're connected.
When we learn new words, we're learning them in context, which makes it way easier to remember them later than if we just learnt a definition.
To attach. So what does it mean to attach if you attach something?
To join?
In a way, yeah, like it means to put on.
Put on. Okay.
So to put through, actually, we say flick through
I'll flick through.
or send through.
Yeah.
Like I'll flick through an email, okay? So to attach, you can say, as your synonyms here, you can use include, okay? You can also have add, okay? And then Aussie slang is another great one. So you could say chuck.
Chuck.
Yes. This one is so important. So, all right, I'm going to throw this to you. I'm going to catch it, okay? Here we go. All right, so nice job. So what did I do?
You chucked it?
Yeah, exactly. All right, chuck me the pen.
Oh, not sure.
Yeah, perfect. That's it, okay? You could also chuck on the TV or chuck off the TV. So it means to like chuck on Netflix or turn on Netflix.
Okay.
This one is used so often. And you might hear someone say that at work, and it's not very formal, but they might say that they have like a new file, like a PDF. And then I'll say, oh yeah, I'll chuck it on an email and flick it through to you. So you're like, what the hell, chuck and flick? But it actually means I will include and attach something and send it through to you.
I noticed that in this class, you don't have to speak perfectly as long as you're communicating. There's also lots of Australian slang.
Another really important one that students hear a lot is nitty-gritty. Yeah? So what does nitty-gritty mean? No idea? Cool.
I've never heard that.
Never heard of it before. All right, cool. So you're smiling. You're like, yeah.
My favorite one is about small details.
That's it. So small details or important details.
Okay.
So for example, if we are talking about so you made a business plan, and we're going to talk about your business plan. We want to get into it. You might hear people talk about that. You can say, let's get into the nitty gritty. So let's discuss the specific small details of your business plan.
Okay.
Amazing work. Great job. So for homework, let's use everything that we've done today and incorporate it for the next week. So for homework, write a diary, okay? And in the diary, I want you to write about what you did on the weekend and use all the new terms we've learnt today. So sometimes it's hard to learn to speak English at home when you live with another French partner or there aren't any Aussies like locals in your life. So use senior, use experienced. On your document, I've put all the words we've learnt today. With
I think Tom's right. The best way to remember new words is to use them in your life. A short diary entry, whether you write it down or maybe you make a voice recording of yourself, can make a huge difference over time. He also makes things super easy for you by sending you a personalized document after class. That way you can review new words, expressions, and corrections whenever you like. He'll chuck the document on an email and flick it through to you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
That was great.
You're welcome. No, you're welcome. Thank you. Have a good night, yeah? Have a good weekend.
See you later.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Yeah, you're welcome. How'd you go?
That was so much fun. We learned so many new Australian words.
Yeah, there are heaps.
Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next class.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll show you on your way out, yeah?
Sounds good.
Cool.
I've put the link to Tom's classes in the description of this video if you're interested in coming along next time. You can also learn online too. If you like watching my videos, you'll really enjoy Tom's classes. I hope you enjoyed joining me for an English class in Melbourne today. I think classes like this can help make everyday interactions feel a little less intimidating. What stood out to me was how supportive the class felt. Everyone's learning and making mistakes and helping each other to improve. Alright, it's time to do our homework. Try leaving a comment on this video with a new word, phrase, or piece of Australian slang that you learned from today's lesson. I'd love to see what you learned. Thanks for joining the class with us today. What do you call a place where people from different companies work in the same office space? A co-working space. What workplace expression means that you're getting promoted or moving up in a company? You're moving up the ladder. What casual Australian expression means to send something to someone? Flick through. I'll flick it through to you. What Australian slang word means you throw or put something somewhere? You chuck it. What phrase means the small but important details of something? The nitty-gritty. Thanks for joining me today, and thanks so much to everyone on Patreon. If you'd like some extra support with your English, Patreon members can download PDF scripts, access bonus speaking and listening practice videos, and hear new podcasts about my life in Australia. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more real-life Australian English practice. See you next time!